Alright, hello everybody. So, this is kind of an announcement here of things. So, I'm going to say I'm done with this character basically. I may come back and play it every now and then, but I doubt I ever record again on it or anything. I want to do kind of like a final overview of the character, and I also want to show you what I'm going to be doing next. Uh, This is not the end of the PoE. I'm actually going to make another character, but this is the end of the summon skeleton mages for now. I may get the urge again to play it, but for now it's done because I've reached what I wanted to reach basically. Um, at level 93, we have like great gear, not the best gear of course, but we have enough gear to do all in-game content if we wanted to. So we're level 93. We have 167 strength, 255 light intelligence, and 170 dex. I broke the 5k mark on health. I have 1058 mana. I have 891 mana shield, maximum energy shield. We have this really great wand. It cost me like 3x to get this wand. It's a +1/+1 wand with attack and cast speed. It's not the best wand you could get, but it is a good wand, and it's also had a trigger socketed spell already crafted on it. Desecrate, life tap support, and bone offering in the wand. These are my 20 qualities. I've already switched my 20 qualities back over to my main setup, and my damage has just skyrocketed from it. These gloves cost me 40C, and then I crafted what is on there myself with some actual chaos orbs. It cost me another like 10 to 20 chaos orbs to get this roll on here. The only thing I could have asked for more would have been a chaos resistance roll instead of the cold resistance roll, but you do what you got. Actually, I take that back. That was not the way I crafted this glove. I actually, with the minions deal 30% increased damage, I crafted them with the fear essences of the deafening essence of fears. That is what I got on this. I still would have liked to have the chaos resistance, but this is pretty much top tier right here for that. We have this ring here. This is actually a different ring than we started with. I don't know if I still have my old ring somewhere or not. Yes, I do. It's this one right here. This is the ring we started with. We actually got this as we were leveling up the character. I don't remember what act we got this on, but we did get this as I was leveling up the character. So yeah, we got a great ring there. As we was leveling, I just switched to this one for a bigger life roll and to be able to put the +1 to minimum endurance charges on it instead of having that reduced cost. The reduced cost was great, but you would rather have the minimum endurance charges for a divine orb craft. This helmet, it cost me only 20, if I remember correctly, 20C to get this helmet. It's not that great of a helmet, but it does have increased mana reservation efficiency and +2 to minion socketed minion gems, and a opening to craft the number of skeletons craft on there. So we can put our Ray Specters and our Animate Guardian in here. So we have Ray Specter, a level 21 Ray Specter with no quality on it, a quality up minion life support, minion shield, meat shield support. I'm still waiting on other gems in my offhand to reset, so I could get this and start qualitying it up. And we have a level 21 gem of Animate Guardian that I bought also. The gems in the gloves were the Generosity, the Summon Stone Golem, which has been qualityed, Zealotry, which has not been qualityed because it just gives you radius, and Feeding Frenzy support, which has not been qualityed, which could have been good, but didn't get the time to. Surrenderer shield, pretty good in-game shield. Gives you a bunch of armor mainly. Is what it's used for when you're blocking. And it also gives you life whack when you block it. The life recovery when you recover life when you block is about the same, I think, as the 3%. Like recover 3% of life when you block is what it amounts to. Sniper's Mark, Enduring Cry, and Molten Shell. Just a level 20 Molten Shell, no quality on it. The Enduring Cry I've changed out. The one I had when I finished qualitying it up with, I just did it with gems because it was already like quality 14. And I orbed it because it was already level 20. It became a level 2120 Enduring Cry. I decided to try and sell it and just got another one and started leveling it. It's like level 16 now, so not that great, but it's there. This amulet we just recently bought. It was, what was it, 60C or something like that? 70? Could have been 80. The main thing is it's got the number of maximum skeletons on it, chaos res, and strength and intelligence and dexterity. This this amulet put us at our attribute limit that we needed, so we don't have to put attribute points on the passive tree. And we could also craft our +1 to minimum endurance charges, so we now have +2 to minimum endurance charges on our gear. And it also allocates charisma, so we can use skitter bots if we want to. This ring right here, I actually crafted myself. It dropped in a map of level 80, item level 84. This one I know I crafted with the chaos orbs. It took like 10 of them. It rolled lightning res and a bunch of decks. I decided to keep it and just craft life on it because I needed an unset ring to switch up my gearing so I could get like the cylinder and other gear pieces. I needed the extra slots for the Defiance banner, and the Defiance banner is not qualityed up or anything, or even level 21. It's just level 20. Flesh Crafter. We bought this back before we started the character. A 5-link. It was already a 5-link. It was I was able to craft the 2 green sockets on it myself. It did not have green sockets on it. And it was a steal. It was like, at that point, I want to say it was like 35 to 40C. It was a 5-link 6 socket. And it had 148.95. And 148 is 2 off the maximum, and 95 is 5 off the maximum. To buy a 6-link version of this would have cost me like 2.5 to 3 exalts. I was able to do this with crafting it in the crafting bench with orbs of fusing for 1.5 exalts, I want to say. Maybe 1.6, 1.7 to get, it's what my first exalt orb went to when I got it. I already had another 200 something chaos in raw chaos, and then I got the exalted orb, and I was able to get enough with that and have some left over, like 50, 60 something C left over to get 1,500 fusings and a little bit extra, and go and craft this in the crafting bench. I also paid like 3C for the map, the Caldera map, because that's where the crafting for the 6-link recipe is. And then later on, we did the what do you call it? What do you call them? Syndicates. I did a syndicate safe house, and I was able to get this quality. Does not increase defenses, grants maximum life per 2% quality. So there you go there. And it has our summoned skeletons, which is just a level 21. We were running a level 20 Vaal skeletons, and I decided to just to eventually I went and just bought a level 21, no quality on it, because that is better than a 2020 basically. And the only upgrade for this would be a, of course, 2120 quality Vaal summon skeletons. Minion damage at level 20. I, as you can see, corrupted it. I Vaal orbed it when I had it at 20 quality and level 20, and it removed quality, and I can't change it. So, yeah, I would have to replace this eventually. Spell Echo gave me a plus 22 quality when I Vaaled it, so there is that. It gives us supporter skills deal increased spell damage, so it gave us 1% increase on that. I'm not sure if it would have been better to have the 2120 or the 2022. Who knows? Increased critical damage. I never qualityed it up. I need to quality it up. Peer support, qualityed it. Got it to level 18 again. And volley support, qualityed it up. Got it to level 18. Switch out volley for hypothermia when you're doing bosses to get even more damage on the boss. Kill him quicker. I never got close to getting that to level 20. This belt is awesome. It only cost me like an exalted orb, and they also threw in for an extra 10-15C, they threw in a jewel that is in my passive tree. It is this. No, it's this one here, isn't it? Yes. Gave me a more damage and hinder, and then life and energy shield. So also increased reservation efficiency of skills was kind of nice. The penetrates does not work with the flesh crafter, because the flesh crafter, their elemental resistance is 0. You cannot penetrate. So there's that. Have this jewel in there. This is a jewel I bought before I started a character for, I think, like 11C, something like that. But this is a great belt. Life, increased maximum life percentage, 3 res at least at 38 and higher. 14% increased damage. Not the greatest. We could have crafted something else, I guess, but I decided to leave it on there. And flask mana recovery rate, which is also kind of decent, because we do mainly use a mana flask to an enduring mana flask to help control our cost of our skills and everything. We also have these boots here that I bought. They were like, oh, what were they? I think like 35 to 40C, I want to say. Flame Dash, I usually flip them out for Skitterbots. The Skitterbots is only level 18. The Flame Dash is level 20. Enlighten, I bought an Enlighten level 3 to start doing stuff with more mana reservation, so we could fit in our Skitterbots. And that was actually not that expensive this league. I want to say it was only like 20C, 25C, something like that. Tempest Shield for immune to shock, mainly what that's there for, and Determination, which gives us a whole bunch of armor on top of that. Flask, I rolled this flask on my last character, kept it. Gives us immunity to blood if we need it. Basalt Flask, Taste of Hate, and Roomies we bought before they started the characters. Probably, I want to say they were like 8 to 10C for the Taste of Hate, and like 11C for a decently rolled Roomies concoction. And stuff like that. Of course, we also have the Dead Reckoning Jewel, which I bought for like, I think it was like 15C when I bought it. We have this jewel here, an Anatomical Knowledge, for the increased maximum life and the maximum life per intelligence allocated in a radius. It gives us a good chunk of life there. We have this jewel here, which gives us damage, cold damage to minions, increased energy shield recharge rate, which Just came from a harvest craft and a chance to avoid being ignited. Kind of nice. And then I also talked about just jewel. And then we have our cluster jewels up here. So I was able to purchase this one. This costed me a pretty good penny. I think it cost me like 60 to 70 C to buy this jewel. Eventually, we also have a Fortress Covenant and a Quickening Covenant. We put these off in here because they, as you can see, jewel radius will not function in a socket added by cluster jewel, which is good because the radius is negative. It's a negative. They give reduced movement speed and they take increased damage. So with them up here, they don't take that. So they get all of the benefits of the blocks and the increased damage and the attack and cast speed and increased chance to suppress spell damage in here. And these were like, I want to say like 10 to 12 C each, so they weren't that expensive. And then we have this medium cluster jewel, which we actually bought. We bought a little while ago. It was, I want to say it was only like 30 to 40 C at that point. I want to say altogether, we have up to maybe 10 exalts put into this character. I want to say 10, at most 10 exalts. More likely 8, but I'll just say it could be up to 10 exalts is how much this character has invested into it, with the gear and everything, and the jewels, and all that stuff. So yeah, it's pretty heavily invested into at this point. It is not the best, of course, but it is very, very nice. The reason why I'm kind of just putting the brake on this character is because it would take an absurd amount of farming to upgrade it even more. And upgrading it even more would just, the only thing it would do was just make this character safer to do what it does, which is farm bosses, farm in-game content. And I kind of want to go do something else right now. So, the next thing I would have to do to improve this character more than anything else is to get a better wand. This cost me 3 exalts at the time. To get an even better wand than this, I would have to get 6 to 10 exalts, if not more, to get a better wand. And it would have the +2, the +1/+1, the attack and cast speed, and minion damage. That would be the big thing, was just to put minion damage on it, with also keeping the trigger a socketed spell. It would cost so much. It would cost so much to just upgrade that. I don't even see the point personally. Unless you just want to heavily more invest into this. This is going to be your only character this league. But it's a great character. Unfortunately, I also think they're going to nerf the hell out of this character come next 3.19. They're going to fix. Okay, so right now, Necromancer. They're going to fix the Detonate Dead bug for sure. The way Detonate Dead right now is going is it's bugged in that the Detonate Dead interacts with the corpse life more than it should. When you desecrate a corpse, and it's mainly a certain corpse, it has more life than it should, and it just kills everything pretty much. So they're going to fix that bug, which means Detonate Dead's going to be dead. The next thing everybody's going to do is they're going to jump back onto the Summon Skeleton Necromancer, the Mage Skeletons, if they don't nerf it. And I think they're going to nerf it. I think they're either going to nerf the Skeleton Gem itself, or if they want to leave melee skeletons, which are not the best, but they are decent. If you can get melee skeletons, are decent. But if they don't nerf the gem, they're gonna nerf the Dead Reckoning somehow. They're gonna nerf either how many you can summon or something like that. They're gonna nerf something. I'm not sure what. They could nerf Fleshcrafter, which would hurt them a whole lot, because the Nor elemental resistance is a big thing, and the minions have faster recharge of energy shield, and the convert 2% of their maximum life to energy shield is a big thing. Those three things, if they nerf any part of that, I'm afraid that it might just go away. It might just be too much. They just will not save alive. Because I'm running into problems in my juiced mesa maps of tier 15s that if my skeletons are anywhere near any kind of degen, they're dead. I lost in the one of the last maps I run a little bit ago to make a little bit of character currency for the next character I'm going to make. I lost a Spectre. I've never seen that before. I lost a Spectre, and I lost it to the degen. I lost the Arena Master Spectre, and it's got some heavy stuff into it. It's a level 21 Spectre with a level 18 quality 20 minion life support gem and a meat shield support on top of that, so they take less damage. They just died. It just died. I was surprised as hell it died. So yeah, if they in any way nerf what's going to happen here, with also how I've noticed my skeletons, if they're in any kind of degen just melt, it's not gonna be good. If they leave the melee skeletons alone, then we can just switch to melee skeletons, and that'll be fine. You won't have any problem. You're not gonna have as much damage, I feel, but you'll have decent enough damage to do all in-game content for sure, if they don't touch the melee skeletons. If they touch everything, though, then you're going to have a problem. If they touch the gem. The main thing is if they touch the gem. If they touch the gem, then we have a problem. If they touch like Dead Reckoning or Fleshcrafter, not such a big problem for the melee skeletons, because they're not elemental, and they don't need a Fleshcrafter as their chest piece. You can just do like a straight up life res chest piece. You're not going to get of course you're not going to get as much damage as the elemental mage skeletons, but you'll still be good enough. They could also nerf the Necromancer passive tree. A big thing to do was if they took away any and all of the elemental resistance here. They've already nerfed this before. It used to be like kind of broken, so I kind of understood why they nerfed it. But if they nerf this again, let's say this goes down to like 15% to elemental resistances. Oh my god, you're going to have to invest so much money to get better elemental resistances. Chaos resistance, you're going to have to get some other way, I feel. You're going to have to get it in your passive tree if to any point. You'll just have to get something like Asylum. There's no way you couldn't get elemental resistances, or you would have to use like a unique that gives you chaos resistance. Because even this ring and things, at this point, if they took away this all to elemental resistances here, I would be screwed with the way my gear is. They could also, for some reason, nerf Unnatural Strength. Either just get rid of it completely or nerf it to +1 to level. That's a thing they could do. I'm surprised they haven't done that already, because this is just like the best node in the tree. Because minions scale off of level of skill gems. That's their big scaling. So, yeah. They could also nerf Mistress of Sacrifice if they wanted to. They could reduce the skill effect duration doesn't really do anything even for your skeletons. That would mainly affect something like Summon Raging Spirits that would hurt them a whole lot. But if you made offerings only 75% reduced effect on you, then yeah, that would hurt pretty good. So there is that. I'm feeling they're gonna nerf the hell out of the Necromancer next league, besides fixing the bug. I think they're gonna do it. It's an unfortunate effect, but I think they're gonna do it. What I'm thinking though is if they don't nerf the passive, if they don't nerf the ascendancy, if they just nerf the summon skeletal mages version, then you could just do the melee skeletons, which is going to have less damage, but still enough to do all in-game content, and stuff like SRS and maybe zombies would be brought up into relevance and have that. You could also have also the golems could come back. The carrion golems could come back and be a bigger part, I guess you could say. But that might also require you to get golem jewels and things like that, so that might cost a pretty good penny at that point. Because there's that. So, what are we going to do next? Since I'm passing on this character for a while, I've already bought the gear of my next character. I want a Zoom character, basically. So, I bought things I need to play a Zoom character. This is going to be Vaal Bleed Vortex with ice shattering and stuff like that, of course. I saw a guide for a 1 Exalt gearing of a character, and it was and they did Vaal Blade Vortex. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups for some reason. Now, I spent more than 1 Exalt, of course. I had like 303 chaos, and I spent it all, and I also spent a lot more. The problem is I think something became really, really freaking popular for some reason. Because I have 133, I started selling things like to make sure I bought enough good gear. I went and started selling my delirium stuff here. So I had like 100 chaos in this tab right here worth of delirium orbs. I had a 32 chaos worth of delirium orb here. I had 66 chaos orbs worth of delirium orbs up here, and another couple, like a 15 chaos, 30 chaos with 2 unique delirium orbs. And so I sold all that and everything, and so I got back up to like 250, 260 something C, and I'm back down to 133. But I bought everything basically that I needed to for this character. So let's go over the gear that we're going to be using after we level up and everything. So we got a Void Battery. It's going to be crit. It's Blade Vortex crit. So it's going to a Void Battery, not double, just a single Void Battery. We got a Crown of the Emerald Eye. We got a Skin of the Loyal. This is what cost a bunch of my original currency. It cost me 75. It cost me actually 162 C for this. This is what I think. Somebody made a build somewhere that that required a Skin of the Loyal, and people just jumped up the price like crazy. Because it was supposed to be like 60 C to buy this. It was like 162. So yeah, that was way more than it should. Especially for the colors I needed. The 2 green, 4 blue colors that I needed. I bought a Pandemonium's Jewel for like 40 something C, I think. Prism Guardian, not much. I bought this ring, because it has curse enemies with elemental weakness on hit with the 20% increased effect. I crafted lightning res on them. I did not buy another ring. I'm waiting to see what I need once I reach minus res, once I kill Katava in Act 10, and then I'll go around and buy what I need there. Let's see. I got the replica Inna's Ephany for the damage, power charge, life, intelligence. movement speed per power charge we have. Uh, and we'll have like 5 power charges or something. Um, we also have Him Sorrow, of course, to convert 50% of our physical damage to cold damage. This belt that I did not buy. I just dropped it in like one of the last 2 or 3 maps I ran on this character. So I said, you know what? It's got the res I need on it. It's got strength, because I'll probably need strength. I'll probably have to divide the Blessed Orbit to get higher strength, because it goes up to like 35. So do that. This was a thing. I was actually expecting to have to pay 20C for this, but eventually some people came online that had it for like 9C, so I got it for 9C. So I was able to save currency on that. This is where I stopped. All of this gear here is what cost me all of my currency that I had at 303 currency. And then I couldn't afford the Doriani Timeless Jewel. So eventually I started selling those other things, and then also this game cheaper, so I didn't have to worry about it anymore. So that cost me 9C. I bought this as a regular diamond flask for like 9C. It's like level 85, so I can roll it as high as I want. It's got I just left the freeze effect right now on it. I'll probably re-roll it later. I was running low on alteration orbs at the time. I just recently went and bought 60C's worth of alteration orbs, of like 260 something alteration orbs I just bought. And I also bought some regrets in case I need to regret anything when I make the new character extra. I already had this silver flask in my deal. This is the mana flask that we were using on our character. The Skeleton Mage character, so I just transferred it over. Jade flask already had, just crafted it up. And I need to re-roll it actually, and I'll do that here in just a second. I just stopped because I was like at 13 and I had one more flask to re-roll, which is this. This one is good. The increased evasion rating is what I want on it, but I would also have liked to have like increased effect instead of increased charge recovery, but we'll just go with this. I definitely need to re-roll that though. And then I went and bought jewels. I bought a level 1 20% quality Vaal Vortex, so we can use it as we're leveling. We start using it at level 12. I bought a level 21 Unleash, a level 21 Cold Pin, a level 21 Assassin's Mark, level 21 Defiance Banner, a level 20 Herald of Ice, so we get some extra cold damage and stuff out of that. A level 21 Vortex, level 21 faster attacks, a level 21 shield charge to go faster, a level 21 petrified blood. This is going to be a petrified blood build. That is why we're mainly using Crown of an Emerald Eye. And a level 20 Vaal Grace. I didn't want to have to deal with trying to get a Vaal Grace to level with, so I just went and got one. There, like that. And then let's go over here and real quickly re-roll this. Let me see real quick. I need to go to my POV of this character and say I need cast speed during flash effect and increased effect if I can. And as soon as I finish rolling this, I'll show the POV of this character. Okay, that's reduced effect. So that's kind of cool. Crit. Armor. Spell damage. Cast speed. There we go. And charge recovery. We'll just accept that right now. We'll just have this stay here. I would really like to re-roll that. I have the alteration orbs right now. Let's try re-rolling it. I want the I want the increased effect. I know that much. Cast speed, is that? Movement speed, but cast speed is good. Okay, didn't have the increased effect. Reduce effect of curses on you is kind of nice. Charges per use, charges per use. Charge recovery, charges. Increased effect, cast speed. I'll take increased effect and an extra cast speed on it. Leveling. Just accept that. I'll get speed later on. But that is our gear. Like I said, I'm waiting until I hit and kill Kitaba at 10 before I look at getting another ring. I may have a ring I can wear to not worry about it. Let me move this over here. Put this here. Zoom this out. And then we'll put POB on the screen here. Okay, so this is the character. It is a witch. It is a cultist. Because of cold damage, you know. So we start kind of here and go up and go over and grab the health and the elemental resistances and all that stuff. We could get this if we're like level 12 by the time we hit this point. We might go ahead and grab all of that right there. But we go over here. Eventually, since we're petrified blood, we will of course use pain attunement. But we'll just mainly get the wheel of the life. Go up. Go ahead and grab the area of effect, and supported skills. Unleash have +1 to maximum number deals, because we may have unleash by then, we may not. We have crit strike multiplier here with crit strike multiplier against unique enemies as a mastery. We can go over here and get influence if we want to. That depends on if we get if we're having petrified blood by then, because this mastery gives us life reservation efficiency, so we will not cost as much life on reservation of our life, which is petrified blood. That just depends on at the point. This gives us life, energy shield, and everything. Discipline has a 25% increased mana reservation efficiency. I don't know why this is here, since we don't have discipline, so I will probably not be taking that. Then we have Doom Cast, which gives us crit strike and strike chance for spells. Ghost Dance for energy shield above evasion raging. For Grow Shroud. Evasion rating, energy shield, recover 2% of energy shield on kill. Power charge here, so we're actually going to have like 6 power charges. Blood Drinker here for life, and then we got some life and reduce recovery life rate there. Go up here. This is our cold damage. We take the cold mastery, 40% of physical damage converted to cold damage. With our Hymn Sorrows, that means we're doing 90% of our damage as cold damage. We have another power charge here, so that's actually 3 power charges on the 3, and then 4 up here, and we start with 3, so 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 power charges. Then we have this life here with the life wheel, life of +50 to maximum life. We have this for power charges, so actually 8 power charges now. And we have a damage per endurance, frenzy, or power charge, so that's a lot of damage there. We go down here. Depending on where we are at the time, we may go get corrupted blood. I'm not sure. Our glorious Diani glorious vanity jewel goes here. We don't have anything set here. I'm not sure what mine will be. We have some life and energy shield and some chaos resistance here. The sovereignty for increased mana reservation efficiency, so we get that. Go down here. We've got a power charge here, and we got some life. And we have Vitality as 100% increased mana reservation efficiency there, which we might get a lot earlier if we want to run Vitality. And we also are down here getting increased effect duration and 10% more skill effect duration here. So this is all at like level 90. So we will have to, I'm not sure how to level this really. Definitely be getting, waiting on getting the power charges until we're higher level, of course. I might go ahead and grab some of these other life nodes. I'm not sure how I'm going to level. We're going to be leveling Vaal, Blade Vortex, of course, but I'm not sure how I want to completely level and which way I want to go on the skill tree. With our occultist here, we're pretty much going to be going cold void beacon first, and then our frigid wake. Then it's a toss-up between getting an extra power charge or if we're getting malediction. I'm probably going to be getting malediction as my merciless lab because that will give us an extra curse, so we will be able to use our elemental weakness plus our assassin's mark as that first. We definitely will not be using this ring until we can get a second curse, because we would want to use Assassin's Mark more than Elemental Weakness to begin with. So that is that. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. Our life total, according to this tree, will be 3,767, but we are reserving only up to 47. We'll have 47% unreserved, which is 1,760. And we'll have 3,566 energy shield and an 81% increase from the tree. So as soon as we get Petrified Blood on, we should have a pretty good bit of life, but that will probably have to wait until we get to level 63 to get our Prophet Crown on, our Crown of the Inward Eye. Our strength and dex should be fine. I think that's what I'm mainly waiting on too, is to our other ring is to get extra dex. I do need to re-roll definitely that Pandemonious deal, the Blessed. Let me do this here. The Pandemonious Jade Amulet. I definitely need to re-roll this with some Blessed Orbs because we are definitely very low. It's at 20, 26, 30. Great. That is awesome. I love you. Thank you, game. Let's see. We'll put this back here. What is this rolled? That's at 30. That's at maximum. That doesn't have anything. This is actually low. We can roll this to get it up to at least 35. 34. I'll accept a 34. 38 is fine. That is fine. That doesn't have a roll. That doesn't have a roll. I think that's everything, really. Cool. Alright, so I'm going to stop this video here. And the next time you see me, I will be playing the Blade Vortex build, which should be pretty soon for y'all, because as soon as I release this video, I'll be already working on making Blade Vortex. I just have to level another character. And I'll record leveling, so you can see that. Alright, I want to thank everybody for watching. Come back next time with Blade Vortex, and I'll see you then. Bye.